Good evening, everyone. Second attempt to get this running. I've dropped the bitrate down and streaming in 1080 now rather than 1440, just to make things a little bit smoother. I think that's working a little bit better now. And we are in the log cabin on the homestead in the dark forest as a frontier farmer. And yes, having a little Friday evening in the log cabin, sipping on a cup of tea after a long day's work, hard at it in the forest. And reason for being here really is we've hit 2,000 subscribers, so I thought I'd do a little live stream. It's been a long time since I have done one, probably since the very early days. My first videos were streams on the Ravenport map in FS19, can you believe? Just a quick check-in that hopefully people can hear me, so if anyone's watching in the chat, just drop me a thumbs up, let me know that you can hear me through the microphone, and also that hear the game sounds and so forth. Here's Artemus, keeping us company as always. See if he's got to follow us. Yes, he is. Good boy. Fantastic. So yeah, we're going to have a little wander this evening, see what jobs we can get up to. Now I should probably warn you that if you're not caught up with Frontier Farmer, maybe a few spoilers for you. So just a heads up on that, so you're not disappointed if you're catching up on episodes. Yeah, plan was we will have a little wander around, can check in on anything that you guys want to, ask me any questions. I can try and answer, let you know how the homestead runs. Probably check in on the animals, see if they need any food, maybe do some maintenance. And oh yes, the sawmill I think needs a top up of wood from the wood storage yard. So yeah, we'll have a little wander around. But feel free to ping me in the chat, fire away any questions, let me know if you can hear me properly. Microphone and game sounds. I think it should be good. I might just put my microphone on mute for a second and check that I can hear it through the stream. And it is indeed working. That's good. So, oh, hello. Pixie76, congratulations on the subscribers, dude. Wicked vids and series of Dark Forest. Going to catch up on your other series. Thanks, Pixie76. Really pleased to hear you're enjoying it. And, yep, big thank you to everyone who does watch, likes and comments on the videos. It's really nice to hit the 2,000 sub milestone. And I always wait a little bit until I'm over 2,000 before I put any community posts or do something such as this, just because I know it can dip on days. I've definitely had days where the subs have dipped. But yeah, right, let's check in on the sawmill and see how much wood we've got. Bottom right hand, I can see, oh, 10,000 litres, so that's pretty low. Yep, Artemus barked to me, he confirmed it is low. Right, we better send you home, boy, because I don't want you getting run over by the wheel loader. He's a good homestead companion, Artemus. We do enjoy his presence. I'll get the beacon on. We know we love a good beacon. And we need to fetch the log fork. That is over here. So yeah, just to say again that if you're not caught up on the Frontier Farmer series and you're working your way through it, you might see a couple of spoilers based on the progress of the homestead as it is today. Yep, I'll try not to ruin anything. But yeah, if you've got any questions, then feel free to fire away in the chat. Now, you might have picked up on the fact that when I am recording videos, I do hide all the icons and interactives. But there is one here for us to select the wood to spawn. Got 65,000 litres in there. And yeah, we want logs, and I normally get about 3 at a time. That's about 5,000 litres. So we'll start doing some loading. And this log fork, as part of the CSED pack, is an absolute godsend. It really does make the loading easy. I say that, and now I'm probably going to jinx it and do a horrible job of loading. Just needs a little bit of a shunt and a wiggle and get under it. Yep, I told you I'd jinx it. That's the thing with live streams, I've got no ability to edit and make it look a little bit neater. It's always a tricky job. There we go. Managed to get 2 out of 3, that's not too bad. So we'll work our way around here, past the remnants of the silage bunker. We, of course, demolished that after we got all the silage into our auger wagon train, which you can see in the distance just up there. So we'll drop this off here, top up the wood of the sawmill, keep Tim nice and busy. Does like to work all hours, our Tim. And yep, another hidden spawn point is the trigger for dropping the logs in the sawmill. So we're up to 14,000. I'll try and do some more loads. Got some gravel there. Need to make use of that at some point. I do have plans to potentially put a lime production. So a stone crusher that's going to turn stones into lime. That'll be quite handy. Alright, let's get this last log here. Now this CSED grab does have some handy straps, so I can toggle the old tension belts if I need to. I try not to, just for a little bit of realism now and again. There we go, solo log drop off. If you're in the stream, let me know what your favourite part or place of the homestead or the dark forest is. I'm curious to see, whether it be layout, sawmill, or the wood operation as a whole, the animal farm, the rustic fields. There's a lot going for it on the old homestead. Right, I think we'll get another few logs deposited, and then maybe we'll move on to some animal jobs. Yes, we want logs. We can spawn pallets, but yeah, obviously we've got a log fork, so you don't want to be grabbing any pallets with that. It'll cause some sort of disaster, no doubt. And in the distance I can see the watchtower keeping an eye. I always say it's keeping an eye on us. There's obviously no one in the watchtower, but like the Eye of Sauron, maybe it is keeping an eye on us all. A good Sauron, keeping us safe. Because as we know, in the Dark Forest, there are a few hidden dangers. We've heard a wolf while we've been here. Came and scratched on the log cabin one evening. Artemus was very, very scared. But yes, all part of the fun and roleplay of being in the Dark Forest. There we go. Thank you, Pixie76. The whole layout, and you are keeping the old style farming too. Nice one. Glad you enjoy it. Yeah, as always, I do like receiving feedback on how the homestead looks. If you've got any ideas, which is as much your series as it is mine. I obviously primarily work with all the ideas and try to get it looking how I would sort of represent it as a frontier farm starting off in a forest. But yeah, there's lots of things I end up missing, really. Sometimes I'm going through, pouring through all the mods available, and not just on Mod Hub. I have to look at King mods and other mod sites to try and find the right vehicles and equipment that suit the style of it, and sometimes it's very, very difficult. And you'll notice for our forestry work, we've not really used any modern equipment. It's been the skid steer with the saw blade on the front. We've been using a old skidder to pull the logs around, and for ease we've been using this wood storage yard to kind of cut the logs down for us, and that's where we've been running the story that Tim is helping out in the sawmill, cutting the logs all down to size and stashing them there for us. Right, another 3 logs in there. I think that's probably going to be it. But yeah, there's no modern forestry equipment on the homestead. No forestry machines, nothing like that, because it just doesn't really suit the era I'm going for. I couldn't really tell you what year the homestead is set in, but kind of between, maybe when we started out it was like 50s, and we're maybe into like 60s to 80s region now, but that's really just a guess. There's no absolute science on that. It's just me pouring through what mods are available and what kind of suits the homestead. Pixie, I have downloaded the map and watching the series. Well, how are you getting on with the map? Are you enjoying it? Be interested to see what you've done with it. So I don't know if you're in my Discord, but feel free to share some pictures. Always like to see what everyone else is up to. And yeah, on that note, actually, seeing what everyone else is up to, fair chance for me to shout out some of the good friends of the channel. We've of course got our partner in crime, Nordic Farming. He's still got 2 series running at the moment. He's at Otzi, or Otzekust, I think it's called. And yeah, he's started out there. I think he's a fair few episodes deep now, and that's looking really good. Must confess, I've probably only watched the first 8 episodes of that, so I've got some catching up to do. And he's also got another series on Maypole, and that's pretty good as well. Again, I do get a little bit behind in watching, because it's always hard to try and find the time keeping up with your own videos and getting the chance to watch the others. But of course, Nordic is our partner in crime on Calmland, so I do get to chat to him quite a bit. Pixie, are you going to get the Platinum extension when it comes out, dude? Yes, I am indeed. I've got the Season 2 pass, or Year 2 pass, whichever it's called. So I think it comes as part of that. I know it comes out in November, and I've had a little look at the quick video that tells us all the equipment that's coming. Looks pretty interesting, and there's a new map that looks very Eastern European. So yeah, that'll be interesting to maybe go and have a scout out in the future. Pixie 76 again, studying the now for my university, so haven't played it yet. Okay, yeah, university is important, so I completely understand. But yeah, it'd be interesting to give it a go once you get some time. I will say that it's quite a time-intensive map. Of course, you've got a lot of forest to clear before you've got enough space for things. Douglas. Hello, Douglas. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Oh no, I'm at work. I can still listen in though. Lol. That's good. You must be either working hard or hardly working. So that's good. But good to have you with us. I'm guessing if you're still at work, you may be not in the UK like me. Maybe you're in the States and it's still daytime. Or maybe you work in the evening shift, I don't know. But yeah, enjoy work. Happy Friday. Weekend is upon us. Right, I think we'll do a quick check-in on the old animals, see how they're getting along. Oh, crikey. The sheep need some grass. So think that's a good opportunity to go and fetch some of our new grass bales from the barn back here. I say barn, I mean shed, where the combine is. And yes, one thing that is awesome on the homestead now is this fantastic Neva Diva, a Rostelmash SK5, and it was harvesting and baling at the same time. I've not seen a combine like it, and yep, it was fantastic. Right, whilst I'm jumping in the skid steer, which is, oh god, all the way back at the new settlement area, which we cleared out. So again, yep, spoiler alerts if you've not caught up with the latest episode. Should we run the AMT down there? Go and fetch it. It's probably for the best. Alright, I'll put it in here. Of course, this was a nice forest find, this John Deere AMT. Gave it a quick service and didn't need too much motivation, and I managed to get it going, which was good. Spin on round. Speed over there. And we can jump in the skid steer, grab it, and use the fork to get those grass bales to the sheep. Alrighty ho. Past the Forestry Commission's truck and trailer, low loader. And yes, if you have watched the latest episode, you would have seen that we've created this lovely path to a new settlement area. And we used the Terra Farm mod. Now that's a PC only mod. So yeah, for the eagle-eye viewers, you would have seen me bulldozing away and clearing the land. First time using Terra Farm, and gotta say, very impressed with it. Slightly disappointed that I didn't start using it earlier, to be honest. Because where I've had to clear land for paths and stuff before, it was all a bit manual, so I was using the landscaping tool to make it so. But now we've got Terra Farm, we can just use that. That's pretty good. Another comment from Douglas. I'm in the States, but I work at an auto shop, so my headphones are also ear protection. Haha, I like that. Very cunning. I only work for 2 more hours and a little Saturday, but it's still the weekend. Nice. Yeah, that's very, very cunning. I like your approach there. Hiding the old headphones in the ear defenders. Very nice. Right, we'll drive the old skid steer back to the homestead. Zoom out a little bit because the engine's quite loud on this. But another shout out for one of our channel friends whilst I'm streaming. Is our friend Felden, and he's got a lovely channel. He has done Farm Sim, and he's also done the zombie apocalypse game. The name escapes me right now. I'm having a bit of a brain freeze moment, but it's a bit like The Sims, but Sims crossed with zombie apocalypse. Project Zombie, that's it. I knew it would jog my memory. And yeah, he's got some great series. So definitely worth a check out. His channel is in my featured channels list. And he's been a long friend of the channel. And I always try and shout him out where I can. Because he's got some great content. And his style is very much similar in the sense that he does commentary, but he also likes to do a montage or two. He's the king of montage, so definitely check him out. And our good old friend Nordic is the king of time-lapse. So yeah, those two friends of the channel, please do go check them out if you're watching and hearing this. Right, bale fork is what we want. Give the sheep some grass. Now, where did this grass came from? This came from Burr Field, if I remember correctly. And we didn't ted this. We just baled it up. Yes, that was it. The first time we used our new baler. Pixie76, what other games would you play? So I've had a few thoughts on this. I have thought about potentially doing some Euro Truck, and then Nordic Farming and I did talk a while ago and actually downloaded the game, but we got Snow Runner, which I guess is a second version of Mud Runner, or Spin Tires I think was the original name. And that's very much like a realistic off-road driving game with built-in single-player and multiplayer challenges to go and collect logs from logging stations, go and rescue vehicles. You may have heard of it. If you haven't, go and check it out. There's some good videos on it. And we did think about doing a co-op series on that, which would be interesting. So yeah, if people are keen and like the sound of that, then that is something we could look to do. Right, grass bale dropped off there, and it's gone straight in. And oh, is that looking full? I don't think that's looking full. Let's just check the old menu. Ah, okay, it's not too far off. That's alright. They will manage. And yep, we will go and park this back up in the shed. There we go. I do love this little skid steer. It's got a nice vibe about it. Nice and rustic looking. Yep, I think skid steers have been around a long time, so fairly accurate for us to be using such equipment. Yeah, I think overall, equipment-wise, we've gauged it quite right with the era that the Frontier is in. I don't think there's anything that looks too modern. Anything this drill might look a bit modern, but yeah, I guess it's sort of 70s, 80s era. I'm not fully clued up on what era certain equipment is from. Actually, our mixing wagon. Now, this was very difficult to try and find a mixing wagon that suited the style. And this is a Rostall mash. So, Eastern European mixing wagon. And yeah, I guess you could say that in parts it does look a bit modern. We've got a rubber conveyor belt there, but yeah, it's always really tricky to try and find the right mods. Right, I think the sheep needed a bit of water, so we'll jump in the Farmall. Good old Farmall, our first vehicle on the homestead. And yeah, it was a barn find as well. So we've had two finds, Farmall and the AMT. And yep, it's nice to find equipment. Gives us an opportunity to restore it. The Farmall was in pretty good condition, and I still haven't got to the bottom of who actually owns it. We've sort of claimed ownership of it, but yeah, Tim from the sawmill didn't know who it belonged to, and we certainly didn't. So yes, right, we have got 100% water. We just need to spin around here, back up a little bit. Pixie, yo dude, going to pop out of the chat, going to make coffee, be right back. Leave the stream on, don't worry, it's staying on. Got my beverage as well, tea, not coffee. I like a nice evening cup of tea sometimes. Right, sheep have got water. We'll check the old pigs, see if they need it as well. Yeah, let me know what you think of the live streams. I don't run them too often. In fact, I haven't run one since Ravenport in FS19 when I first started on the YouTube scene. And that was before I knew anything about recording and editing. And yeah, I actually started off streaming through Twitch and using an online stream forwarder to get it to YouTube, because I didn't know anything about OBS at the time, didn't know anything about recording and editing, so it was all very, very new to me. And I think I've been YouTubing for up to 3 years now, or getting to that marker. Fully self-taught, so anything I've needed to know I've just YouTubed. It's been a very, very long journey, and yeah, it's been an evolving one for sure. Learning little tips and tricks, efficiencies, how to edit things, how to record things properly. Still learning. Every day is a learning day. And yeah, I've obviously taken a little bit of inspiration from some of the YouTubers I watch. To be fair, I don't watch too many anymore. I only watch some of the smaller channels. And the main reason for that is I think YouTubing, I've just become appreciative of how much effort needs to go into it. And it's really hard starting out. I will confess that when you're in your sort of first 100 subscribers, it's very slow. You get little reaction to your content, but the effort sort of stays the same. I mean, the effort does increase over time, because obviously as you get more skilled, you do need to invest a little bit more time. But then, yeah, I guess as you progress, you can also find efficiencies in the work. So that is one balancing act. But yeah, it's a difficult journey. So if anyone is interested in starting recording, I always try and encourage anyone who's talking in the Discord that we have. If anyone's looking to start out recording and needs any tips or advice, we've got a section in the Discord for helping that out. So yeah, if you need any advice, support, feel free to come and ask, because it's all about the community, really. And yeah, I think that's why I watch some of the smaller channels, because you just get a lot more engagement. So yeah, I enjoy watching Nordic Farming and Feldin. And then my go-to for guides is really Farm Sim Guy. He's got some great guides. And obviously watched Daggerwin back in the day. Used to watch quite a lot of his stuff. Really good YouTuber. And who else? I think that's probably about it from Farm Sim perspective. Right, pigs, how are you looking? You've got just under 50% base food, grains looking good, proteins alright, and root crops fine, so that's good. Yeah, pigs are happy. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, a good amount. 15. Brilliant. Right, cows, how are you looking? TMR. Need a little bit of a top up, but yeah, you're actually nearly at capacity because got quite a lot of hay, so don't need to do that yet. These cows are 30% on the way to reproduction, and the others are just born, 16% through puberty. Chickens are absolutely rampant, to be fair. So many of those. Grain is good for them. I remember I topped them up at the start of last episode. So they are pretty happy. Yes, grain mill is... Sorry, not grain mill. Grain silo is here. How much? Let's have a little stock check, shall we? We have got 2,000 litres of barley. We've run out of wheat. Got 3,000 litres of oats, so that's good for the horses. Sorghum, 18,000 litres. Of course, we had good bumper harvest of that. 2 fields. Field 4 and 3. And we've got 4,609 litres of soybeans. Superb. Very nice. So yeah, we've got, between the sorghum and barley, good amounts of feed for the chickens and the horses. In fact, did I check on the horses? I did not. They need a bit more base food. So, oh Christ. I would have used the AMT to get the grain. But fear not, we can use the wheelbarrow. Since getting the AMT, I have used the wheelbarrow less. But I think I'm going to need to use it now because the AMT is over at new settlement site. Fantastic. And that's why I kind of love this style of series. It really is a challenge to try and find mods that just fit the smaller scale farming. Now there's a lot out there, some great modders, fantastic stuff. But with this series, it's also not just the small equipment, but the older equipment. And of course, wheelbarrow has been around since day dot, so nice and easy choice for us to bring this into the homestead. We've got a shovel as well, that's quite handy. And there's definitely been occurrences where I've had to, you know, get a particular mod and then I've used it for quite a while and then a new fantastic mod will come out that perfectly fits Frontier and the Dark Forest, and I just have to lay my hands on it. And one of them was the Artemusprime harvester, which can harvest and bale, and bales any crop that deposits straw as byproduct, so your wheat, your barley, your oats. And I saw that on a TikTok and I just thought, gotta get that. Looks fantastic and perfectly suits the style. So yeah, I guess we've had quite a few more European style pieces of equipment. Roster Match, Portrait, and not forgetting the American brands as well. So obviously got the Farmall, and we've got the International Harvester. What else? I think our baler is New Holland. I'm not the most clued up on which brand is from where. I would have thought New Holland's potentially European just because of the name. Yeah, if anyone knows, you can correct me, teach me something. Looks like we've got 5 watches at the moment. So, hope you are enjoying the live stream. Let me know if you want me to carry on doing live streams. I confess I don't always get the time to do these sort of things with work and home life, but yeah, if there's opportunity for an evening where I can quickly jump on and do a live stream, I'm happy to do some of that stuff. Goes a long way. And it's nice, it's just slightly different rather than the episodes being a bit of a production and having all the jobs planned and laid out. Just a chance to interact and you guys can tell me what you want to see. How are they looking? Oh yeah, 60% in, so that's good. Maybe we'll just give them a bit more hay and we'll call that a day. Aha, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. We can drop the wheelbarrow back off, and walking past our hayloft, which was a relatively recent addition to the homestead. Nice mod that. And I do publish the mod list on my Discord, but I must confess I've not updated it in a couple months, I'd say. Right, hay-wise, we haven't got the AMT, so we'll just do some manual carrying of the bales over to the horses. Now, of course, the jobs I'm sort of doing this evening, I tend to just do off-screen. I sometimes try and fit them into episodes where it makes sense. But for the most part, I think we want to be tackling the big jobs on the homestead. So, yeah, we kind of want to get this stuff done in the background. And that just enables me to crack on with the bigger and brighter jobs and expansion of the homestead. We're on capacity for hay there. Drop that on there. Cool. Up to 6 viewers now. Welcome and good evening. Any other takers onto what your favourite part of the homestead is? We've got quite an amount. I was looking at the first thumbnail of episode 1, and behind the log cabin you can see there's forest surrounding all of it. And when I look now, it's just so different. It's changed drastically. And yeah, I can't forget that we've got our windmill up the top. And I've just had a thought, why don't we take one of the horses for a ride? We have the horseman mod enabled, but it is Tim, in quotes, doing the horse riding for us. He's quite the equestrian, so he tells me, and he's been doing a good job so far. Oh dear, I think I'm stuck on a fence. Right, who are we actually riding on? I do not know. Who is this? Who are you? This is Khan. Oh yeah, that's another point. If we want to rename the horses, let me know. Right. We'll have a little skip around, shall we? Little trot. Go up and see the windmill. And I guess horses is a good mode of transport for the homestead, where we haven't got the old combustion engine. We can obviously use some of the actual horsepower. And yes, here we are at the windmill. Now, another very befitting mod for the homestead. And this just fits in perfectly. Looks like it could fall apart at any second, to be honest with you. And it's covered in ivy. Lots of bags and pallets dotted around. But this is where we turned our first harvest of oats into flour. And I think I remember when we turned it into flour, I thought, oh god, we shouldn't have turned it into flour because we are going to get horses, and it would have been helpful to have the oats. But yeah, we did oats again. We did oats again, so that was good. And yeah, we should have enough for our horses now. But yeah, a nice addition. The old American grain mill. And this can do pig food as well, and oil. Let's have a look at the productions menu. The old American grain mill. We can do all the flours, we can do all the oils, and we can do pig food. And various varieties of pig food. Now, I'm just going to do a quick count up. So this is where I don't understand pig food productions on the game. So there's 100 units of ingredients going in to make 100 units of pig food. And all of these cover, I think apart from protein, the ingredients you need for pig food. So it's always been a bit of a question, really. Why bother with pig food productions? Because you're not getting any bonus, let's say. If it was like 110 units of pig food, you'd be gaining 10. And to me, that would be a good sort of reason to produce pig food. But yeah, I found a better mode of getting pig food, and that is of course using the open garden, and that has been an absolute godsend on the homestead. We'll race over there now to go have a look at it. And yeah, it allows you to grow root crops, the protein and the base food for pigs. So actually took the learnings from this series and applied it to Calmlands. So yeah, Nordic Farming and I, whoops, I've bumped into the fence because I was not looking where I'm going. Sorry, Khan. Yeah, Nordic Farming and I took the learnings from this series and applied it to Calmlands, and we've got an open garden that is producing potatoes and sugar beets for our root crop needs. And good thing about productions is you can set them to automatically distribute. Now I haven't in this because obviously we're in the forest, it's a bit more survival and realistic orientated. But yes, if we take a look at the open air garden, we can make potatoes and sugar beet. So that's your 2 root crops for pigs. And you can do, I think sunflowers is one of the feeds for pigs. Take a quick gander. Feed them corn, wheat, barley, canola, sunflowers, soybeans, potatoes, sorghum, and sugar beets. I think you can grow the majority of that. I don't think we can grow sorghum in... wrong menu. I don't think we can grow sorghum in here. We can grow sunflowers, we can grow soybeans, which is the protein, we can grow corn, which is the base food. You can't grow the grain, so wheat, barley, and is oats included in that? No, just wheat and barley. Can grow... No, we can't grow canola. So wheat, barley and canola we can't grow. But I think if you're trying to get into pig farming, then open air garden definitely is a win. Ah, just looked at the chat. We've got our friend Feldin here. Hey, Feldin. Don't know how early you joined, but yeah, I was giving you a shout out earlier. I was talking about some of the channels that I like to watch, and of course friends of the channel, and Feldin is most certainly one of them. And he's got some great content out there. He's playing Farm Sim. He's playing Project Zombie, but with a bit of a farming orientation. So definitely go check out his channel. He's got some great content. And yeah, if you like commentary and montages, then he is your man. And he is the king of montage. So, yep. He's definitely got some very interesting series of Farm Sim. He's done a Supplying Mars challenge where he's actually farmed on Mars. He's given Elon Musk a run for his money. So definitely go and check him out. Ah, just got here, mate, and thank you kindly. Also, congrats on the 2k subs too. Very kind of you, mate. Thank you. Much appreciated. And always appreciate your support along the way. Comments, likes, all that stuff really helps with the motivation, as I'm sure you're familiar. It is tough as anything being smaller channels. So it's always good to share the love. Make sure everyone's, getting the feedback. And yeah, Feldon's got a great channel, so please do go check him out if you get the opportunity to. As well as Supplying Mars challenge, he's also done some... you might have to help me out here. How hard can it be? That's it. I knew I would remember it. How hard can it be? So that series is very much I'd say Top Gear, Grand Tour-esque style of Farm Sim. So yeah, that's where I say Feldon Scott. Some really interesting concepts with his videos, and yeah, good to go and check out. I think we'll go check on the old watchtower whilst we're over here. Pixie's giving Feldon a hello. Right, let's loop on around here. Now this is the road we created to the animal dealer using our... Ooh, what is it called? It's like a plough, but it's more of a flat plough, if that makes sense. A bit like a blade. It's not called a blade. Oh god, I'm going to have to go to the shed now to remember what it's called. Yes. My mind likes to forget words for things, and because it's a live stream, I can't just edit out the bit that I forget. This is it. Here we go. The Robust 480. And of course, it's not going to tell me what it is. It's very useful. I've got another mod which is very similar to it. Can I find it? Miscellaneous. No, it's not in miscellaneous. Eldin. Oh, hey. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. How hard can it be? Definitely inspired by Top Gear and such. In FS22, that was the no tractor challenge. Of course. Yes, it was. Very much still on the style of how hard can it be, though. And yes, of course, another series that Feldon's got is What the Forestry on Silver Run Forest. Another great one. Similar concept, I think, to Frontier Farmer, really. Survival-esque. Setting up in the forest. Right, what was I looking for? I was looking for... the vehicle that can be used to make roads. Where is it? What in there? Oh, maybe spoiler alert there. I've got some old vehicles in here. I can't find it. I'm going to have to forget whatever the name of this thing is. Let's go back up to the watchtower. The name of that piece of equipment will probably just jump into my mind and I'll shout it out randomly like a madman. Got 8 watches now. Evening everyone, thanks for joining. Something slightly different this evening. And yeah, let me know what you think of the live streams. Not something I do regularly, but happy to maybe take the opportunity to do so when we can, between episodes. So, yeah, a bit of an admission here. I placed this watchtower, but I can't actually go up it very well. It's too thin, and the only way I could get up to the top was by flying up there, magically. So if you watch the episode when I set up the watchtower, I actually had to stand on top of it and then put a PNG overlay on my editing to make it look like I was looking out of a wooden framed window. So that's the sort of stuff that I need to get into to try and make it look like things are working as they're meant to be in the forest. And yeah, I don't think there's too many watchtowers in terms of mods. I know there is one other one, but it's kind of a short, wide and fat one rather than tall one. And I needed the height in the forest to look over some of the trees. Right, we'll whir round over this way and have a little look at Burfield. Maybe we'll give Tim a knock, see if he is there. Yes. And yeah, one thing that's just popped into mind whilst we're going past on the way to Tim's is these modular sheds. Now, this is something I found and is absolutely fantastic. Just going to do a little behind the scenes here. And yeah, for every episode I turn off the interactive zone markers because it just adds to the sort of style and the realism, and it's quite handy to do that if that's what you're going for. But this modular shed, got a few of them in row, and what's great about it is you can actually modify it. So I've just hidden the wall there. You'll see in the top left menu I've got the options to show and hide the wall, and it just means that you can be quite versatile. And I can also hide the props if I stand on the right marker. There we go, hide props. So there you go, the planks have disappeared. So if you are looking for some great sheds, definitely recommend this one. And I want to show you the wall again. And of course, have I got space to do this? I think I have, yeah. You can also put up dividing walls between them. But I've kept them open just for ease. So that is one shed I would definitely recommend. Oh, yeah, Pixie subscribed to Feldin. Great job. Feldin, somewhat, yes, not quite as full-on survival as yours, though. More of a let me pick the worst place on the map to start a farm. Part 1. Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely challenging. working on the top of a hill. I don't quite know how you've managed it, to be honest, mate, but yeah, you've done a grand old job, so keep it up. Do enjoy watching that series. Pixie76 going to say night, everyone, but we'll be watching your stream on my TV. Have a wicked stream, dude. Take care. Thank you very much, Pixie. You take care yourself and have a lovely weekend. Right, I will hide the old interactive zone markers once more. And I've completely lost track of what I was doing. I was going over to see Tim. I hear the sawmill working away. And yeah, he's probably busy there, to be honest. We will go and check out. Tim, are you there? Mr. Bear, he's got his sign here. And this is actually a town sign mod. And you can edit the words on it. I think if I go here, yes, change my microphone, change text. So yeah, you can change the text on there. That's quite handy. So if you've got towns and settlements, you can use that sign to do it. Yeah, we won't go in there because it's probably a bit rude, but we'll have a little look. He's got a box of potatoes, I think, in there. Oh, and a pallet of honey. So yeah, working his way through that. He's got a cooker here. Nice table, bed. I'm a bit jealous, to be honest, because I think his cabin is actually a lot better than mine. Feldon, I do love those modular sheds. Haven't had a chance to really use them in anything, but it's such a cool concept and mod. Yep, fully agree with you, Feldon. It is very, very good. Right, now this is a bit of an eerie part of the Dark Forest. Now, I'm being 100% honest here. I did not place this. This fence was here. And I started this map in, I think, farm manager mode. So it didn't have all of the proper starting locations and stuff like that. But this fence was here. So my only guess is that this potentially was something if you started the map on easy. But yeah. I think it's definitely a bit eerie. We don't know who built this, but it almost does look like some sort of ancient burial ground. And that's what we're going with in terms of the Frontier Farmer Dark Forest story. So yeah, hopefully we're not going to get plagued by anything. But Halloween is coming up, so who knows? Oh yeah, this is Tim's larder. He's got quite a nice vehicle for the forest, you know. We did spray a bit of lime on it. Don't think he's quite forgiven me for that. Hey ho. Right, we'll jump back on Khan. Maybe we'll head over to our own little log cabin and see what's going on. As we're passing, we've got the silage train on the left. It's made of our auger wagons. The BSS trailers. These are pretty good trailers, if I'm honest. Very cost effective and very versatile. This is the auger wagon variant. And there's a bale trailer variant and a grain trailer variant. We've got all three. And yeah, another nice fit for the homestead. Dovecote is here on the left. And this is another sort of quite befitting part of the homestead. We've got the ability to put straw in here and turn it into manure. I think we've actually run out of straw. I can turn that off. 21,000 litres of manure though, so that's going to be good for the next crops. There we go, that is good. But yeah, we like to use the natural fertiliser where we can, and we don't have any slurry or manure from the animals. We've got some very simple animal pens, and that unfortunately just means that we can't make use of any natural fertiliser from our animals, but not to worry, we're getting plenty of manure from straw. Right, let's have a little look at the bakery whilst we're here. We've got some bread. I did need to actually buy another bread basket because we've got more bread than we can handle. And if you look at the bottom left, we've got 1900 litres of baked bread, 256 litres of cookies. Okay, can we get some cookies out of here? I think the spawn point's out the back from memory. Eldon, that larder is really nice. Yep, it is. Tim's got a good choice of cars. So you'll have to thank him for that one. There we go, manage productions. So we want to spawn some cookies. They will appear on the table. There we go. And we can pick them up, place them in the cookie basket. Ah, cookie basket's full. That is typical. Yeah, these ovens are fantastic. Oh, we've got some dough there. I think we're probably full on bread dough in the oven. And probably maxed it out completely now. Let's have a little look at the bakery. Where are we? So we have, yeah, we're full of baked bread. Can't spawn anymore though because I've got nowhere to put it. And yeah, cookies are fine, but we've got no cookie dough to put in there. And we've got no bread dough left. But we've got a few bits of flour, water, yeast. Need some more salt. Need some more chocolate. Probably need to top up with sugar and butter as well. So we'll maybe do that at some stage, but I think we've got enough bread and cookies for now. It's the old bread oven. Here's the cookie oven. Yeah, very nice mod this. Oven for cookie and bread. Very nice mod indeed. Right, what are we on to next? Yes, I must confess we've not actually used this pickup too much since we bought it, but I do plan to try and use it if we can. It's quite a nice vehicle to use. And yeah, of course we did actually use it to get the ingredients for the bakery, so I'd say that's a fair purpose. That is a fair purpose for using the pickup. But we don't really waste too much time on the homestead. We're not driving around too many places. So a lot of our travelling around is actually working. So we're using the working vehicles of the homestead. The tractors and the wheel loader, the skidder. Yep, it's a pretty busy place. I will drop Khan back off. Doesn't want to go in there for some reason. He's being a bit stubborn. Go on, Khan. You know, it's nearly time to chill out, bedtime. I will drop you there, mate. Back in the stable. Good boy. Give you a bit of a clean, shall we? Shiver. And Khan. Good boy, well done. Nice work. I don't know, maybe Khan's the boy and Shiver is the girl. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right, horses are looking good, so we can close them up. And yeah, one thing that's a bit tricky, I might have to move this hose pipe because I seemingly can't add water in here. Don't know if it's a bit sketchy or there's a bit of a bug, but yeah, I'll have to get water in there somehow. Right, let's go, and I think we'll go check out the... Yeah, we'll go check out the settlement, and I will take the skid steer back because I kind of want to leave stuff where I left it on the end of the last episode. So if you haven't caught the last episode yet, go and give it a watch, or if you're partway through the series, apologies for any spoilers. But yeah, still an opportunity to go and watch how the homestead has progressed. Whiz on down here. And yeah, maybe we should go and have a quick look at our pioneer tent, because I've not really used this since the very first episode. Still sit down here now and again, but we'll put the fire out because we don't want to keep that going. Eldon, interesting thing I noticed with horses, if you have two stables you can actually move horses between them by riding them from the starting one and exiting the horse in the other pen. Did not know that. That is a very, very handy suggestion. So thank you for that, Feldin. I remember having horses on Elm Creek, and I would always have to get the animal trailer to move them about. I had various open pastures, which I'd sort of decorated myself with fences, and yeah, I had to ferry them about quite frequently. That's a handy tip, so thank you. I don't really want to get too many horses. I've kind of got horses because it's a homestead, right? Horses should be part of a homestead. They would have been used for working the plough or getting around. But I've just found horses to not be very profitable in FS22, unless I'm missing something. I used and worked horses my entire 50 episode series of Elm Creek, and by the end of it, if I'd have sold them, I don't think I would have earned back a fraction of what I'd put into them with oats, with hay. Yeah, they're not profitable, in my opinion. Stress, that's my opinion. But they are a fantastic part of the game. I do like the horses. I think they look great, and they are just really fantastic. So yeah, nice to have, but not if you're solely about making money. I will jump back in the AMT. Now here's our lovely log pile we created from clearing out this area. This area is going to be turned into a settlement, so we're going to be building some more log houses. And yeah, we've got quite a collection of wood. Now, one thing I mentioned in the last episode is we are going to obviously create a bit of an industry for the working place of our settlers. They're going to need somewhere to work. They're not just here for a holiday. So my plan is to actually venture to the other side of this tiny creek, and we'll turn this into a bit of a working situation for our settlers. They're going to have, I think, a wood turner, a carpenter, we might get another bakery, and possibly a few other things. Oh yes, we're going to get I think, yeah, there's a mod I've got which is a production for creating lime. So yeah, I'm sort of between whether we get a lime crusher or whether we get a production that can make lime. I found a third-party mod that will allow us to do that. But my plan is I'm going to put a bridge across this creek, a small one, just to make travelling a little bit easier. And yeah, I am actually debating about whether to put a larger bridge to span this part of the river. It's quite a large span, so yeah, we might have to see about that. Eldin, I discovered that by accident on Crayback while testing a while back. You start with access to 2 stables, and I put a horse back in the wrong by mistake and got really confused at first. Yep, fair enough. To be honest, some of the best learnings in Farm Sim are learnt by mistake. What was it I learnt the other day? There was something I learnt the other day, and it was a bit of a game changer. I can't remember it, but I'll try and jog my memory. But on that note, it's time for me to get to work or get ready for lunch. Have a great stream. Congrats again, and cheers, mate. Yeah, thanks very much, Feldon. Great to have you along. And if you're just joining, go and check out Feldon's channel. He's got some great content for Farm Sim, for Project Zomboid, and yeah, just all in all, a good channel and community. See you later, Feldon. Have a good weekend. Right, we're journeying on back to the log cabin, and we'll sit in there for a little bit. It's getting dark now, so I don't want to stay out too late, and that reminds me, I've got to clear up some of these trees which we had to cut down to make our track to the settlement. So we'll clear that up next time. We've got quite a lot of log hauling to do, so we will get that done, and that will be episode, written down somewhere, episode 38. Last episode was 37. So, yep. I'll get the AMT where it's usually parked up. Getting some of the lights coming on now. The ranch entrance to the animal area is switched on. And we've got a few lights dotted around, but not everywhere. We don't want to plague the forest with light pollution. And to be honest, we don't really want to draw too much attention to ourselves, especially because there is a wolf about. Not seen him in a long while, but he did come and wreak havoc around our open garden one evening. Messed about with our honey as well. So yes, we will have to watch out for him. We'll park the farm all up. And I think the last thing might be stopping at the old hunting pulpit. That was another very early thing that joined the homestead. And it does actually earn us some money. And I've just caught a glimmer of what is in the shed. It's our old John Deere Lands Harvester. And that was our first harvester on the homestead. Fantastic mod. The John Deere Lands MD 250-S. Lovely mod. Can't quite do it justice in the shed. Maybe we'll jump up here. There we go. Yep, absolutely fantastic. Oh, and up here we've got a little stash of this is potatoes and honey. So yeah, this is our stocks for food. I don't actually have anything on the homestead or in the dark forest that can utilise honey. Maybe that's something we can add to the settlement once it's there. Maybe the bakery can make honey. Oh, sorry, maybe the bakery can use honey to make something. That'd be nice. Right, I think, yeah, last little cursory check of all the animals. I think they're all happy. Gone round the windmill, gone round fields. We didn't check out the seed production. This is our little seed mixer, which is very handy. So yeah, we've got seed treatment liquid and we put crops in there. Oh goodness, I get a sneak peek to the next episode. Nice, lol, I can't wait to actually watch it. Yeah, Douglas, sorry if I spoiled things for you there, but yep, we get into settlement creating mode. So that is all very, very interesting. Yep, this is our commodity storage yard. This is where our lime, solid fertilizer, seeds, and liquid fertilizer goes, although I can't seem to get liquid fertilizer to work. So I don't know if that's a bug with the mod or if something I'm doing wrong, but yeah. There we go. And of course we've got our ramp here for our wood management area. And another silent hero of the homestead is actually this wood storage yard. It's been a great time saver in absence of any modern forestry equipment. Being able to just pull up here with logs and spawn them in is a great time saver. Yeah. And yeah, I think we've got some more modular sheds over here. We've got our hay bine, which was pretty much our answer to having a older mower that can swath grass. Of course, until I found this, all the swathing mowers are very modern and they wouldn't fit in on the homestead, but we found this and it was a perfect fit. Like a mowing combine. The hay bob, this thing is a great time saver as well. So this allows you to ted grass that's in a swath and turn it into hay, and these rakes at the back lay it back in a swath, so you don't have to use a windrower. Got our spreader, could do lime as well. Our mulcher, plough, and our... Is it grader? Yeah, I think it's grader. I think I've remembered the name of this thing now. The Robust 480, a grader for making roads. Now we use this to make the road to the animal dealer, but in the last episode I used a PC mod called Terrafarm to actually use a bulldozer to make the road in real time. So yeah, no fancy landscaping and editing tricks to make it look like the deed is done. Yet we actually managed to make a track and clear the forest using the Terraform mod. And I know that a lot of people use that for doing mining and things like that on other maps, and it is pretty good. Right, I think that's enough of a look around. We mowed this not too long ago using our little ride-on JD mower. Got our well here and our hunting pulpit, so we'll just have a little scout before we go to bed. See what's about. A lot of dangers lurking in the frontier forest. Yep. Well, they call it the dark forest. Dangers around every corner if you're not careful. There we go. But it is nice. Sat up here, looking out, seeing the sunset, seeing all the lights through the trees. It is a fantastic map, and just leaves so much for you to be able to create yourself. And of course we've just cleared forest and made ourselves a nice little homestead. Alright, Artemus is on his evening patrol again. Don't know if he's knocking about anywhere. I'm just going to hop in here and take any final questions or any last conversations if anyone's got anything. Maybe let me know how the stream was in terms of buffering, quality, sound. Could you hear the gameplay sounds? Could you hear my mic okay? Obviously I test it when I'm recording episodes to make sure it's all coming through okay, but a little bit tricky on a live stream, and I haven't done one of these in a long time, so yes, hopefully based on all the comments I've got whilst we've been streaming, comments, the mic has been up to scratch, but hopefully the game sounds too. But we'll stick a little log on the fire. There we go. Feels nice and warm for the night. Hang up the coat. Boots off. Fantastic. Oh, let's have a look what we got here. Got some potatoes and some soybeans. Yeah, that's keeping us well fed. Right. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for this evening. Hope you have enjoyed the live stream. Let me know your thoughts. If you want me to do more of them, then just give me a shout. Happy to do them every now and again between episodes. Of course, Frontier Farmer episodes will continue. The schedule is 1 a week. I do up it to 2 if Nordic and I can't find time to make our Calmlands episodes. But yet we had a little bit, I think we had a 2-week break because Nordic and I were busy, couldn't arrange our schedules. And yep, we missed a couple of weeks, but we're back on it now. We had an episode last Sunday. We've got an episode this Sunday coming out. So, yep, stay tuned for that one. Yeah, it's 1 episode of Frontier Farmer a week and 1 episode of Calmlands. And I think Calmlands is going to carry on for the foreseeable. Nordic and I have got the ambition to try and make the farm span the entire map. I don't think I can do that on Dark Forest because I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. Look how big it is. The map is huge, and we've only filled a very small fraction of it. So yeah, that's what we've got in store. And here we've got another water feature down here. That is quite good. And now we've carved a road that runs from the homestead to the animal dealer. We've got a bit of a shortcut across here, so we don't have to drive all the way around the distribution centre, the fuel station, the old sawmill, and down here. Takes probably in real time between 5 and 10 minutes to drive down here to the distribution centre, down past the fuel station to the old sawmill, and then down to here. That's how long it is. It's not a straight crow fly drive. Well, it is sort of now that we've got a road, but was not before. But yeah, it's definitely a good 5 minutes, if not more, Super. Oh, we've got 7 watchers now, so yeah, I am starting to wrap up the stream, but if anyone's got any final questions, I'm happy to try and answer. I'll do a little scout around the homestead once again, just to call it there. And yeah, let me know how the stream was. Was it sufficient quality? I've dropped it to 1080p because I did start a stream earlier and it was streaming at 1440, but I think it was just a little bit too much for my upload connection. Got about a 49 meg upload connection, so I thought it was going to be okay for 1440, and I was running at about 20,000 kilobytes a second. If you don't know YouTube streaming and recording, that's probably gone over your head, but yeah, kilobits is the sort of speed that it's delivering all the data, and 1440 is the resolution. And yeah, I've dropped it to 1080p for just keeping it nice and smooth. I'm getting a little bit of screen tearing now. It does tend to happen in the forest because when the light dims, there's obviously more shadows and stuff to load, so it does affect your frame rate on the game. But there we go. So we've done a little bit of a tour, done some jobs. I did some wood loading from the wood storage yard to the sawmill, so that's topped up a little bit now. Did some animal work, so the sheep got some grass, some water, pigs got some water, and we checked in on the cows and the horses and the chickens. Checked in on a bit of equipment and all sorts of bits and bobs, the windmill. Yeah, so we've done a fair little scout around the old homestead. I think maybe lastly, just go and check on our ride-on mower, because I haven't looked at that yet. We did have a little look at some of this equipment here in the sheds. I keep trying to wrap up the stream and then thinking of something else to go and check. This forage wagon. Oh, this is an absolute beast. I'm so glad I found it. The, what is it, PK? Why is it not telling me? Come on, tell me what it is. Tell me. Oh, I can't pronounce it. The size ran cell mash PK 1.6. Absolutely fantastic forage wagon. Suits the homestead to a T. And yes, as I mentioned, the lights are starting to come on now that it's getting a bit dimmer. And here's a little ride on the John Deere 56 mower. And it sits on a 22B trailer. Very nice. Very, very nice. Right, we can hop through this gate here because I've placed a few gates just to make our life a bit easier. Another comment from Douglas. Not a question, but I will say I do enjoy your content and commentary. Thanks, man. That's really nice to hear. I do try and make it as interesting as possible. I've sort of got the same flow for each episode, but I try and mix it up where I can. And Frontier, I try and stay true to the survivalist aspect. And in Calmlands, Nordic and I end up having a little bit of fun and sometimes using not the most realistic of mods, but yeah, mods nonetheless that make our life a bit easier now we have a rather large farm to maintain. Yep. Super. Right. I think that is it. Truly it. So I will be calling it a night. Hope you have enjoyed watching. Be sure to check in for any further content. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as mentioned earlier, 2 channels that I've given a shout out this evening. Nordic Farming, my partner in crime, who's working with me on Calmlands. That's a really interesting map. Great guy and got some great content. He's the king of time-lapse in my opinion, so go and check him out. And of course our friend of the channel, Feldin, who's a bit more sort of like me, commentary, montages and so forth. Yep, go and check them out if you get the time. But I will bid you farewell. Have a pleasant rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever it is in the time zone. and have a lovely weekend. Happy Friday, everyone. Stay safe and see you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.